I welcome in everybody. It is it ain't even a beautiful Wednesday morning. I ain't gonna lie, it's raining here. I'm sick, but it's all good because we're gonna talk Southeastern Louisiana baseball for the first time. We got their stud on Christian. How you doing today?
Doing great, man. Can't complain. Got a big game today. Just excited to get to it.
Yeah, man. I mean, we talked about it before the episode started. We had to reschedule this thing a couple times, but perfect timing, man. You got LSU on deck tonight. Obviously, you know I'm an LSU fan. You see the stuff in the background, but more than that, I am a baseball fan, and I'm excited to talk to you, get your story, and lead up to that game tonight, which I hope I'm gonna watch, and I hope it is an amazing game. I know y'all are gonna have a great atmosphere, but before we do that, man, let's break the ice. Looking up your SID department profile, we talked about it for a thing. I seen you like to fish, man. What's your favorite kind of fish? Go for.
I'm gonna have to go with trout. I mean, I live kind of right by Lake Pontchartrain, and we always talk about that Pontchartrain pop. You hit the rig on the bottom of the water, and the trout just hit it like it's crazy. So me and my uncle used to do that all the time.
Yeah, no doubt. You Louisiana boys, no matter which team we talk to, always fishing or hunting for something, man. If you're not playing baseball, that seems to be the thing. I'm curious because talk to a couple guys and man, doing the Gator thing. You ever went out for the Gators?
Yes, sir. I did. I actually got a picture on my Instagram, and my best friend growing up is Braden Joe Bear on the picture behind you. So we went catching or I guess you could say catching, but we just grabbed him out the water. We went to Morgan City where he's from, and I mean it's a rush.
Man, I ain't really scared of much, but you can count me out on going for the Gators, bro. Look, I seen Happy Gilmore, man. I'm not trying to be like
Oh,
Chubbs and lose my hand. And man, small world stuff. I don't even know if you know from following. Braden Joe Bear is my favorite player. That's my dude. I actually told Jake Brown last night because he has no home runs, he better step up his game because when you replace Braden, I'm gonna need some home runs, bro. And he said he said
100%.
he said they're coming, but. Hey, we be asking people all the time, we do these this or that questions, and when we have the LSU guests, we do who has better home runs, and it's like Beloso against Joe Bombs, and Belly Bombs against Joe Bombs and all that. No one
Hmm.
ever picks Braden, and I don't understand why, man. Go back and watch clips. My man got the Ken Griffey swing. It's so
I'm
beautiful.
saying, huh? It's beautiful.
Man, I'm dude, and then he went to the Cardinals, and I'm a Cardinals fan, so I was
Oh, there
like,
you
man,
go.
and I know he's got a long way to go. He's just an A ball, but man, if he could find a way to go all the way up, and
He
since
will.
you know
He
him,
will.
Jock, his dad's gonna be working with him. You got a hitting coach for a dad, so
Exactly. They were the ones that always pushed me. They got me to where I'm in my career. I mean,
so if
Jack
that's
is
the
like,
case, are you boys with Ethan Leger too?
oh yeah, yes, sir. Yeah.
Hey, that's great because that's my boy and going to watch him tonight at Ole Miss. And yeah,
He's the
he's down
truth,
here.
man.
Damn, y'all,
He-
hey, that's what I'm talking about. Y'all got it going. Y'all got a factory down there, elite players. I heard
Yeah.
that.
We're just tight like that. But yeah, Jack and Braden really did make my career. I mean, Jack was like my baseball dad growing up. I played for him till I was about 15, 16, and then kind of just made our separate ways when B went to Nichols and then I went to Southeastern and then but we've always kept in touch.
Man, yeah, you should have went with them boys to Delgado. Y'all would have,
I'm
man,
saying, huh?
they wouldn't have been ready.
I thought about it.
But man, all right, going from fishing to video games. It said you play games. We talked to baseball players, and there's usually a couple go-tos. I'm wondering if what's your go-to game?
It's got to be MLB The Show.
Oh, you're actually, man, these cats are always playing Call of Duty and Fortnite.
I used to a lot, but then I started getting torn up by some 12-year-olds, so I chalked it up.
Didn't like them folks talking trash to you,
Yeah,
man.
I mean, just like I'm getting beat by a kid who hadn't even like been to high school yet, and
I'll
I'm
be
like,
on there telling them, look here, little Chris, I'll bend you over my knee.
that's what I'm saying. I got their moms coming and yelling at me because I'm saying too much.
But yeah, no, the show, I don't actually, man, I'm old school. I got like the retro Nintendo and Super NES. I'll be 40 this year. I'm old school, but uh if I was to get a new game system, I would be playing the sports games. I do still play Madden regularly. It's actually crazy. I can still whoop anybody in Madden and I don't even own a system because when I was in the military, Christian, I got to I got to my first duty station and they asked, "You play Madden?" I'm like, "Yeah." And then
Yeah.
they're like, you playing Bird. And then I lost 49 nothing. They're like, you don't play Madden. And then I'm like, I mean, I do. And they're like, no, when we say play Madden, it's a way of life right here. Anyway, spend a couple years with them dudes, I cannot play Madden for a year and still beat somebody because the way I was like trained. Like in the military, I learned how to shoot guns and play Madden. It's wild stuff.
That's the way to do it. That's America right there,
Hmm. All right, so this one's a fun one, man. We've been having a lot of fun asking guests this. If you could go see any musician anywhere, who are you going to see? Where you going?
huh? Ooh. So I get to pick the location too?
Yup.
Ooh, okay. Let's see. I might have to I'm gonna go with Warren Zelders in Knoxville.
In
Country in the
Knoxville.
home of country.
Yeah, no doubt.
Maybe Nashville, maybe Nashville.
Well, I don't know. I was gonna go with you on that because I've been to concerts in both, and I went and
Yeah,
saw Kenny Chesney in Knoxville, and it was legit in their basketball arena. So I mean,
I
you
think
can't go
that'd be the
wrong.
truth. Because
Yeah,
I feel like Nashville's a little too like compact. There might be a little too many people there. I feel like Knoxville would be a little perfect for
yeah,
that.
yeah. I went to the Kenny or no to the Kenny to the George Strait Music Festival in Nashville at the Titan Stadium, and then to your point, it was massive. But I mean, I had no regrets. The artists, I ain't gonna lie to you. I told people I used to go to country concerts because it was 8 to 1 women to men ratio. Like the music was secondary to me. It was about how many girls. I didn't even wear a cowboy hat, but I did to those shows. I was living on Front Street.
Well, just recently, me and my girlfriend went and saw Garth Brooks in the Superdome.
Hmm.
That was pretty cool. I mean, until the controversy of him and everything he did, but I mean,
Yeah.
it was a great show. But
Yeah, no, and we're sitting there talking about Joe Bear and them. They all went, they invited me down. I didn't go. Like all the LSU baseball dudes and their dads, they went to the Garth Brooks in Death Valley.
oh, I bet you that was crazy.
Everybody has said that's the best concert they've been to, like hands
Yeah,
down. And I imagine so, man. Dude, it's crazy to me to think about the idea of 90,000 people watching a concert. But
yeah.
I mean, if the way it's constructed, like, I mean, that's ideal. And the way they had the stage, just all the things. And, he's obviously making it to where in a circle, everybody can
Hmm.
see him. But
Yeah,
yeah, uh, I don't know, man. That's cool. We just talked about being in a smaller venue, but if you're gonna do one like that, do it big in a football stadium, especially, calling Baton Rouge, the whole
for
deal.
sure. I mean, you can't beat 90,000 people jumping up and down. I mean, there's nothing like it.
No doubt. All right. So let's switch it to you can go see any athlete anywhere. I'm gonna say alive because usually when I open up the door of those that aren't alive or actively playing anymore, man, you
Hmm.
never know what you can get. So let's keep it simple. You can go see one that's actively playing right now anywhere. Who you going to see?
Uh, I'm gonna stick with my boy. I'm gonna say Braden Jober in Bush Stadium one day.
I agree.
I'm
I
gonna go with
I
that
will
one.
I will be there for that. I will
Oh, I'll
pay
be there. I'm gonna
whatever
see you
to sit
there.
right behind home plate.
I'm gonna see you there.
Jock told me to tell you what's up. I sent him a screenshot of the picture. I said, Christian said y'all are his people. He said, no doubt, tell him what up.
What up, Coach Jay?
All right, so let's get into your story, man. We're sitting here talking about everything Louisiana. Where exactly are you from?
I'm from Slidell, Louisiana. Yes, sir.
Exactly. And we knew that. All
Hmm.
right. So when we talking family dynamics, you got mom, dad, brothers, sisters. What's the household look like?
So I actually grew up kind of with my grandparents. My dad was in the house with us, but I mainly grew up in the house with my grandparents, so they kind of raised me. So it was a journey, but it was awesome. I wouldn't like trade it for the world because they love me. They definitely love me because they didn't have to do that. So
Right.
I'm really grateful for that.
Well, and that's probably going to be the answer to my next question. And we always ask, who inspired you growing up? And I imagine you're probably going to say your grandparents.
Yes, I would say my grandfather or my grandmother because my grandfather, he's something special, man. He goes to church like every day. He's just kind of giving himself to God, and then he lost his parents at a young age as well. He lost his parents at 12, so he made himself. So I kind of just try to pride myself on like it's nobody's gonna do it but me, at the end of the day. So I'd have to go
Yeah.
with him.
Yeah, man. So shout out to your grandparents. And what I love about that is, people in this life, try to find an excuse, a crutch on why they can't do things because of their history, right? And I
Hmm.
look at you and the success you're having, not just playing ball, but you're going to college, getting your degree. You know, you are obviously dealt a tough hand, and you could have said, "Oh, well, you know, man, I got dealt a tough hand, so I'm not going to amount to anything." Because people actually do that crap.
Yeah,
Or you can use that, you know, put that chip on your shoulder, strive for something, especially because your grandparents, like you said, they didn't have to, but they did. And you not only owe it to yourself, but you owe it to them to be something because they put in the time. And so I love it coming full circle, man. You're doing big things. They put in the time, you're putting in the time. It's good stuff.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
All right, so growing up, man, I love this. Like, I love a versatile athlete. Seeing that you play soccer, baseball, football, you know, man, growing up, was it one of those things like 365 days a year you were outside playing something?
Every day until one day we would be like, all right, we got to play the video games. But I mean, it was it was always something. I mean, we were going from tournament to tournament. And another shout out to my grandma because she didn't care where it was. She was packing up the car and we were hitting the road.
Yeah, man. It's hard for me to understand like my son, and it's just a different generation, right? Like you know, he'll go outside and shoot hoops sometime and ride his bike, but like it's more doing stuff inside. And it's like I grew up where, man, we were outside playing ball every day. You know,
Oh,
whether we were playing, we'd be playing wiffle ball at my one boy's house, we'd be shooting basketball in my driveway, whatever. It's just hard for me to picture not going outside until it's dark, you know, playing
I
some
know.
sort of ball. But it's a different. I can't blame them.
It's a
It's the
different era.
yeah, it's what they're
It's
brought up in.
Yeah, that COVID too didn't really help nobody because it kind of kept me inside too. And I was like, what am I doing? Like I had to start going for runs even more now, like just walking outside, just anything I could do to just feel the sunlight, you know?
Yeah, man, I actually can't wait till this next year in regards to sports because as much as COVID has helped people with that extra year and everything, it's
Hmm.
really messed up things as far as I can't even talk as far as scholarships and rosters and you know the way everything. Next year it'll finally fall off. Everything will be back to normal because what people don't understand, while it's great for you know guys and girls to come back for that extra year, it's the ones coming behind. It's kind of
Yeah.
change the whole direction of everything. And so when it'll get back to some normalcy, it'll really help programs out. It'll really help managing that. But for a lot of people, you know, it has given that extra year. And I say extra, but a year was taken, obviously, right? But you know, it's an extra year in life. I know it helps academically, right? Like you know,
Yeah,
a
for
lot of
sure.
folks are getting an extra degree or adding
That's what
on
I'm
a
doing.
master's. Yeah. So I mean,
Hmm.
why not? You're still at school playing ball. Why not go ahead and stack it up?
Exactly.
So, what high school did you go to?
I went to North Shore.
All right, so at North Shore, you played football, baseball, and soccer, like I was just talking about. Highly versatile athlete. You know, would you say that playing all three sports made you a better overall baseball player?
I think physicality wise, I would say so, yes. But the wear and tear on my body, I don't know so much. Like soccer really did take out the knees a lot. So I feel that a little bit. But I mean, I wouldn't trade it for the world. I mean,
But any of the guys that we've had that said they played soccer, they've talked about how good it has been for their movement. Like, I'm trying to
not a
remember
doubt.
which catcher we had come on and talk about how there's things that he wouldn't be able to do athletically behind the plate if it wasn't for the years playing soccer. And, you know, football, I always feel like that's a mentality thing, right? I can't
Right.
specifically pinpoint somebody. Landon Sims says the reason why he's a dog on the mound and fiery like that was because he has that Friday night mentality when he goes out there.
Hmm. I mean, you got to honestly. If you play all those sports, you got to have a dog mentality. I mean, if you can play more than one, obviously you love it. But like like you got to prove yourself too. You know.
Right, absolutely. So when it comes to what you had the most fun doing of all them, you know, was it Friday Night Lights or was it baseball or maybe even soccer?
I don't know, because that's a little hard because those Friday night lights are a little something special. I mean, you can't really beat that with all those fans there on a high school game, but I mean, I guess rival games in baseball were probably a little bit more special because I loved it more. So
Yeah.
when we had like a big game in high school, I think probably baseball.
Yeah, and I mean it really always depends on, you know, what school you're at, what area you live in, because I mean, you know, if you're in Texas, the answer's
Yeah,
probably gonna be
football is
Friday
something.
night, like right.
Hmm. I mean,
So but you know. let's talk about one thing on soccer, just because I got to give soccer a shine. Because I was a soccer and football player actually, and I listen to people hate on soccer all the time, man. Like, what was your favorite like moment or game like from your high school career in soccer? Like something that just man you won't forget about.
Well, I played soccer like it was football as well. I was I
Hey,
was
that's how my daughter plays. She takes
yeah,
no prisoners.
I was the defensive mid, so I was hitting people regardless of what it looked like. If it
That's
looked
what
bad.
she plays. And look, I never post pictures of like her like taking the ball from somebody. I always like get the picture of where she just laid a girl out and got a penalty. Like, yeah, I treat it like football. I get excited when my daughter gets in trouble.
Yeah, I love it. I mean, that was the biggest aspect for me. I love like I get a red card, so what? But I mean, for I don't even know if it'd be high school, honestly, for my best memory for soccer. I actually went and played in London, England with my travel team when I was about 13 years old. And we went and played all their like I don't really know what the word is for it, but like their development teams.
Right, right,
So
right. Yeah, yeah.
all the kids that are like their dads are in the Premier
Right,
League and
right.
everything, all their kids are living
Yeah,
at
no,
these.
we interview a lot of soccer players. I know exactly what you're talking about with those development teams. Man, that's an amazing opportunity.
It was something special.
You get to go to London first within itself, but you talk about best on best. Like, man,
Yeah,
that's good stuff right there.
it was the truth. Because when I was playing soccer too, we won the little Disney World Cup thing. We beat Brazil and all kinds of stuff like that. So then we got sent to London to go play them. So it was a great experience.
Man, I gave credit to the SID department, but they kind of downplayed your soccer career, man. You sound like a blast to me.
It was something
Uh,
special. I can't complain.
all right, what about football, man? What's that one moment?
Ah, one moment. Hmm. I don't know. I'd have to go with my first interception. And because I played cornerback. So I'd have to go with my first interception my freshman year.
So
Just
between you playing soccer, between you playing corner, clearly you have some elite speed. And obviously you play in the outfield and that shows. And so that's why I asked the question about does playing each one help? Because I do think because when you play what you do defensively in baseball, I think playing the other two, you're a ball hawk, right? I mean, that
yeah.
goes with corner obviously the agilities that you get from soccer. So that's why I think you maybe probably don't notice it. And you talked about wear and tear, but overall as an athlete, I think it probably helps you. But in
Oh, without a
baseball,
doubt.
you had all Metro honors, batted 420 with nine doubles, five triples, five home runs as a senior. So at what point did you know that you were going to take it to the next level of baseball?
I'd have to say probably my junior year of high school because I made like a 25, 30 pound jump from sophomore year to junior year. So I went to hitting like, I think it was like 290 something to like 370 my junior year. And I was like, honestly, I could really do this. Like I could make something out of this. And then I had Braden always pushing me too. And it was like, I had to be better than him. So it was like it was always that like that's why I said they kind of made me who I am today. Because like if I didn't, I don't know if I don't have that push, I don't know what my career goes to, you know? I don't know what I make of myself.
Yeah, no doubt. That's why I always say the iron sharpens iron. Man, you gotta have somebody pushing you. It's important, whether you're talking about the guys you're playing with, you're talking about your coaches. So seems good. So, obviously you start getting recruited, why was it Southeastern Louisiana? What about there made it the school for you?
Well, the crazy thing is I didn't even leave the locker room before I committed there when I got my offer. Uh I just love the aspect of how homey it was, like the field, the friendly confines. I mean, the houses are right there. Everything just feels like so close, you know, like the town just kind of loves baseball and you can kind of see that. So I feel like that was one of my big factors too. And I loved Riser, but I think Coach Andrew Gibson kind of sold the deal for me too. He was something special.
Yeah, man. And you were talking about the home field. When I pulled up and I was in Hammond visiting my boy, I love the way it's like right there in the middle of the
Oh,
neighborhood.
it's
Like,
awesome.
like you just don't see that often. It's really cool. Like, folks can just walk from their house to the game
Oh
and
yeah.
everything. Yeah,
I
and
think we
then
got the mayor that lives about two like a maybe 200 feet down the road. We got everybody who just loves baseball is right on that road. They got signs that say "Beware of foul balls" in their
Hmm.
yards and stuff. It's awesome.
Yeah, man, it's a nice little stadium. It's probably underrated. People probably don't realize y'all got a really solid field out there. Obviously went and visited, watched y'all hit. Coach Bobby invited me and my son out there and saw y'all out there that day. Fortunately, it was freezing cold. So that wind killing me,
When is
but yeah, no, y'all got a nice setup out there, and a night like tonight, it's gonna be cool. And me and you were talking about Southern Miss, and they didn't have real good places for you to stand. That's not the case.
no.
You can line up and down, especially down that first baseline, and plenty of places to stand and have a great view. I think the way the seating overlooks and the over home plate, and it's really cool. So I expect to see some awesome pictures and video of a great scene tonight. Obviously, not a far travel for LSU fans. Y'all are probably going to be overwhelmed with the purple and gold in the crowd.
Wait, we're not shy of it. We've
Yeah,
seen it
no,
before.
no doubt. So I mean, we got to get into your career. We can't like dive all of it because you've been there a hot minute there, Chris.
Long
Um,
time.
but let's just go easy with the freshman year instead of breaking down statistics, games, everything. The biggest thing I always like to know is what you take away from that first year, because what you take away from that first year is usually what decides if you're going to make that second year jump, which you did. So, what would you say you learned the most your freshman year of college?
I would say just being more calm. Like I was really antsy when I'd get in the box as a freshman. I mean, it's a whole new style. One of the first guys I saw was Gavin Stone. He's pitching for the Dodgers now. I mean, he was 96, 97 with a 90-mile-an-hour slider. I mean, it was crazy. I've never seen something like that before. So I think honestly slowing the game down was the biggest thing I saw. And just I was honestly kind of blessed with that COVID year because it gave me a chance to get some at bats and see what college baseball was really like, how fast it was, how it was played. So I think it kind of just helped me in that aspect.
Yeah, I think when because we interview so many guys, I think when the COVID year falls on the freshman year is the best, right? Because
Yeah.
you were able to get your feet wet, get acclimated, and then go ahead and start putting time in during that break and everything, and get yourself ready. Coming in, it takes a little bit of the pressure off. So yeah, I think it felt perfect for you. You were obviously able to appear in 13 games, but like you look obviously it's only 13 games, but you had batted 205. You come
Hmm.
into the next game, 56 games, you're batting 294. So massive jump. Obviously, a lot more to work with, but it shows, right, that growth from year to year. So, how did you feel personally about how you performed that sophomore season?
Honestly, it should have been better because we got to the postseason and we were playing at our place. I was trying to do too much. I was having a great year, and then we get to that point and I'm just trying to force it instead of doing what I've done all season. So I was hitting probably 310 before we went into the conference tournament. So it wasn't I was happy with what I did, but I just felt like there was more room for
Yeah.
growth.
Well, there's always room for improvement.
Yeah,
I mean, it's a game of failure too. Like, I
that's
mean,
the
you're gonna
truth.
you're gonna have your ups and downs if you can't handle the swings, if you can't know that, I think about Dylan Cruz last year. It was crazy. Through all 3 years he was there, he never struggled. And then down the stretch, I don't know if you remember it, but he was 2 for 32. And I was at the Mississippi State series where LSU blew the 9-run lead to Mississippi State. And
Hmm.
through that was when he was slumping, and it was just that's why I told people it was an anomaly, man. That game dropping 9 runs, Dylan just going into a slump that he doesn't have, but it shows that even the best. And so for a guy like you or anybody else, man, if it happens to Dylan, it happens to everyone.
That's the truth.
But you hate when it happens during the postseason, right? Because those are the moments that you want to be built for.
Exactly.
Uh,
That's crunch time.
yeah, no doubt. So, going into junior year, appearing 55 games, you actually, your power numbers go up. You even have a better OBP, but the average dips a little bit. What happened in your junior year?
I'm gonna be honest, the first like 3 weeks was straight atom balls. I couldn't get anything to fall. Like I think my first 30 at bats, I maybe had 5 hits, and I mean, I hit probably 20 of them hard. It was just kind of one of those things. And then you get to that point, and then you try to start doing too much. I'm trying to start making hits happen instead of just rolling with the punches and just riding the roller coaster.
Well, one
But
of the things that always the best part about analytics, right? You come back with the metrics and you see, all right, man, you hit 3 balls that day that came off the bat at over 105, and you know you barreled them, but none of them, found grass. You knew you put the swing on it. You did. It's unfortunate, and most good ball players know that and know it's going to happen. You just got to hope that they find a hole, and that happens as long as you know that you're putting good swings on them. And you just got to keep grinding and swinging
exactly.
away. So, then going into the next year, man, and one of the things I'm looking at right now is, your team overall. Last year, man, y'all ended on a heater, man. Y'all had won the final 6 games of the year. Um,
Hmm.
Obviously your production was there. So it seems like, that was, a really fun stretch. I want to talk about the team because we've been talking about individually. If that season would have been able to keep going, man. Like, what were the, possibilities with that team?
I think they were endless, honestly. I think just the fight we had towards the end of the year. I mean, everybody was just kind of bought in like this is all we got left. This is the time we got left. So we got to show who we are and we got to prove what we can do. So I think I don't
I
know,
mean,
it's
you
just
even had a big win against number 11 Auburn. Like, I mean,
I
things
know.
were going good. Obviously you were injured. For those who don't know, what was the injury that kept you out for a good portion of the season?
I actually had 2 last year. I kind of I tweaked my hamstring a little bit. I don't really know the correct diagnosis, but it was pretty bad. And
It's tweaked hamstring. That's it.
yeah, that's the one. And then I got back from that, and then I made a throw at UL and tore 3 ligaments in my UCL.
Ooh,
Yeah,
man, and you don't hear about that as often, but it actually, man, it shows, how hard that you throw the ball in from the outfield. I've heard of we've had a few guests that have happened, but obviously it's more so with the pitchers. But let me ask you though, like just like a pitcher, a lot of guys say they come back feeling stronger. How have you felt?
um, I would say I felt stronger in moments, but it's definitely it's definitely a tick down than what it used to be. I mean, my sophomore year, I think I threw out like 14 guys, 15 guys. So it's getting there, but it was kind of like the stretch I had because I had a minimal time period to get back and get ready. So
Mhm.
I think it was 4 months of rehab, and then I was ready to go. Like I was just because this is my last one, it's all I got. So I was just ready to get ready and get playing
Yeah, so you say that, coming into this year, do you have that mentality? Man, this is my last ride. I'm going to leave everything out on the field.
every day, every day. That's kind of how I've based my whole college career, honestly. I really don't really take much for granted per se, just because I'm blessed to be in the spot I am as it is with all that's kind of going on. So
Yeah. So this season, man, you guys are 9-4, real solid start. I mean, y'all got wins over Cal State Fullerton and ECU, which is a massive win, especially at ECU.
sure.
Obviously big opportunity that we were talking about tonight on LSU. A chance to really get another staple win, which would be, the third of the year. What's the pulse of the team? How are you feeling? I know how you said you feel. You're not scared. You're not worried about it. You welcome them in, but as a team, man, y'all are playing pretty good ball, so I imagine y'all feel really good about them coming in.
Yeah, I think we're hungry, honestly, because well, I mean we haven't beat them in my 5 years here. So I think it's just I think it's the confidence level that'll do us right tonight because most times it's kind of just like a gimme game, like Johnny Holstaff, kind of just get through it. But I think this year it's kind of more like, I mean, we could play with anybody. So who's to say we can't beat them, you know?
Yeah, man, and nobody loves midweek madness more than the little guy, right? Because you see it all the time. The big teams come in thinking they're just gonna roll through. It's no big deal. And for a team like yours, man, this is hey, we want to make a statement. We want everybody to know, and you see it week to week, man. Giants are slayed every week because
Exactly.
they come in thinking it's a walk in the park, and meanwhile y'all are giving best shot, and it's a shot that they ain't ready for. And so I told that to Jake last night because it's my team, but I was like, man, y'all don't go in there overlooking them because it's a common mistake, and that's why I want to see War tonight, man.
Yeah,
I
it's gonna
want to.
be a bloodbath.
Yeah, and so I look forward to it, man. I think I got to talk to Coach Bobby. I think y'all got a great guy leading you. You
Without a
got a guy
doubt.
like
The best.
you got a guy like you, senior leading them. That's what it's all about. You got to have a top guy at the helm. You got to have players leading. I think sky's the limit for you for expectations for this team, man. What would you say? You know, Everybody always says a championship, right? But man, like give it to me. Like, what is like the floor? What is the minimal expectations of what you would like for you and this team to accomplish this year?
Minimal. I don't know. I've really never been a part of a team like this. This is like probably the most special team I've been a part of since I've been at Southeastern. So I'd say minimal, just regular season title. Like that's kind of what we've shoot. I don't know the last time we've done it. I think it might be 17 or 16, but just that, just kind of competing the same way every weekend when we get into conference because we've kind of been iffy past couple of years when it comes to conference. I mean, we've lost some games we shouldn't have when at the end of the year it comes to crunch time and like you're just like, how did we lose that? Like that couldn't have happened. So I think just winning the games that we're supposed to win and just competing every weekend is probably my minimal for this team.
Yeah, and that's why I asked that. And I just talked about that veteran presence, right? Because I hate when I ask the question and then I get national championship, and it's like, man,
Yeah.
what are you? Everybody's going to say championship. What is the minimal expectations you want from this team? For you personally, do you have any set numbers, like as a guy for batting average or home runs or anything like that, or is it, man, just go out there and do what you can?
Yeah. This year I think it's kind of just, I mean, with being fifth year being that guy, that's just kind of I wouldn't want to say it, but I mean on the way out, I just kind of want to leave a mark for the culture. Like I just want to show that I'm regardless of how old I am too, I can go out there and play as hard as I can every day. So I don't think there's really any numbers I'm shooting for. It's kind of just being a consistent guy.
Yeah, no, what it is and my main host Daniel said this all the time. After he got done being a college pitching coach at University of Tampa, he became a principal and he went to three different schools, and he said his goal at every school was to leave that school better than when he got there. And it sounds like that's what you want to do. When you
But
step off that campus, you want to make sure that baseball program is at least 1% better than when you got there.
exactly. That's kind of the mindset going into that.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, man. Well, it's time to play a game of this or that. You down to play?
Yes, sir. Let's do it.
All right. This or that is brought to you by Chinook Seedery. Have you had Chinook seeds?
Yes, I have. And I have had, I think it's the cinnamon twist one. I
Cinnamon
think
toast. Yeah, I got them.
cinnamon toast. What is it? Yeah.
Yeah,
That
right here. All right, so I'm gonna tell you a secret. I actually have both of them right here. My main host, he mixes them and does testing, and he put cinnamon toast and smokehouse barbecue together. He calls it smoke and toast.
one. That's my dog. Sorry.
We got a guest in here. Now, he calls it smoking toast, and he gave it a 9.0. It's his highest rated one. So if you get a chance to try that, and then
Okay.
I'm not a coffee guy, but since you like cinnamon toast, if you do happen to drink coffee, I'm told that if you drop a few seeds into your coffee, the cinnamon toast, it is fire. So
Really?
yeah.
I wonder who came up with that idea. Who was like, I'm gonna drop some seeds in the coffee.
Man, hey, people come up with all these crazy, like that's why he's doing all these mixtures, because you never know what you might find. I
Exactly.
mean, I've had some people tell me they do like a mixture of like three different seeds, and they'll grab, like, they got a specific number and everything, like four of each, mix it in, throw it in there. You never know what you come up, and a lot of people, I've always associated them with baseball. I've always chewed on their
Mhm.
baseball, but these are so good flavor wise, as like people actually like snack on them. Like I got a guy that we do business with out on the West Coast. And anyway, I mean, and I'm talking about, he's a suit, and he sits in his office, man, and sits there and chews on seeds while he's sitting there working at the computer and stuff. And I'm like, man, I actually get it, because you're grinding, you sitting there spitting seeds.
100%.
And then I've
Something
tried
to
to
do.
tell my family of country folk, because they all dip. I'm like, instead of having that nasty dip in your mouth and rotting your mouth away, and it's expensive. I'm like, man, you go a cheaper route, get you some nice flavor here.
I wish I did that too. I wish I went the cheaper route.
All right, so here we go. I give you two options. You choose one or the other. Can't say neither. Can't say both. First one, chicken or beef tacos.
Beef,
All right, beef or steak.
steak.
All right, you like them hard, you like them soft. Where we at?
We'll go hard tacos.
I agree. All right, are you a liquid soap or a bar soap person?
Bar soap.
That's what I'm talking
I-
about. You know what, man? I knew I liked you. I am convinced. I'm convinced, and I'm gonna tell you who was the last person to agree with you. Vance Honeycutt from North Carolina, and he said exact. I didn't even get a chance to explain why. He said it just feels like you don't really fully clean yourself unless you have a bar of soap. He said the liquid soap just
Exactly.
runs off you, and so
Exactly.
that's why we put this question on here, Christian. People wondered why we put it. My host says liquid soap's the only way. I tell him what I just told you. He's like, nah, bar soap, people share it, it's gross, whatever. I'm like, nah, man.
Nah, I get my own and it stays with me. It don't matter, but I agree with Vince. I feel the most clean when I'm doing that.
My son's actually funny. He's 11 years old. He uses our shower anyway. He can tell when someone's uses bar soap. He'll be like, Dad, use my bar soap. I'll be like, no, bro. And he'll be like, yeah, you did. I'm like, look, you got that good smell stuff. Mom bought you that good stuff. And that's the thing too. On them bar soaps, you get those man, they got all those men flavored ones or whatever with the scents or whatever.
Oh yeah.
Like, hey, yeah, we it's different for guys nowadays. Hey, it used to be all about the women and take care of them. We got those, man, that make you smell yourself during the day, smell good.
Exactly. You get it.
All right. So what is more fun for you? Hitting a home run or robbing a home run?
Ooh, I
Yeah,
don't
that's my
know.
favorite question for an outfielder because man, you obviously like to drop bombs, but that feeling of putting a glove over a wall and snatching it.
Something's different. Yeah. Something's different with that. But I mean, so we talking about like big moment too, or are we just saying like
Yeah, I mean, let's put it on the line. Championship game. So you can hit the walk-off bomb or you can rob the home run that saves the game.
walk-off bomb?
are
Walk-off
you
bomb.
are you flipping the bat?
Without a doubt.
All right.
Without a doubt.
Got to. I mean, you roll with Joe Barry and Leger. There's no way you don't
No,
flip that.
exactly. We talk about who has the best one. Honestly, we'll send each other videos who's got the best bat flip of the day.
Man, that same guy I was just talking to you about from Gig Media, we were working on an idea. I'm Drew Gilbert's a two-time guest of the show, the Bat Flip King.
Oh,
He
he's
does
got it.
that. He does that bat flip for kids, for cancer research because he actually had childhood cancer. But what I
Okay.
want to do, and you'll love this campaign. Hopefully, somebody doesn't listen to this and rip us off. But raising money, but have nationwide everybody submit their best bat flip. I don't care if we're talking about little league all the way to men's league softball. I don't give a damn.
That'd be
Everybody submitting their best bat flips, raising in the money for childhood cancer, and then ultimately somebody getting that crown of the best bat flip. And I mean, I could only imagine the kind of clips you'll
oh,
get
yeah.
in.
They're gonna have some crazy ones, but that's awesome from Drew. From Drew, I wish the best for him for that too. That's something
Yeah,
special.
look, the guy and me and Tony Vitello talked about it on here just recently. Because we were reflecting back on some of the characters that he's had, and we talked about Drew. The guy admitted he's a psychopath between the lines. We even had the guys from Team USA, whether it was Logan Tanner or Jake Gonzalez, guys from other teams, but they all said the same thing across the board. He's the nicest guy in the world, and Tony said that, and I seen the charity work he does afterward. And I mean, you really can't get mad at a guy that when the game starts, like he just flips a different switch. But
Yeah, I mean,
outside the game, I mean, he's about community service. He's about his family. He's about his boys. Like, and so, man, it is what it is. But he's a guy who has spent the time because, he grew up and went through it and wants to
yeah.
take his kids and using something like bat flips, that was kind of at the time a negative connotation with him, right? People saw him as a villain,
Oh yeah.
but using it for good, man. And he came up with that on his own. I loved it.
I love that mentality though. Like once you get between those lines, you turn into a monster. You know, like it doesn't
That
matter.
if you go back and listen to that clip, that right, as a matter of fact, I need to go that and pull that for everybody. That right state walk off that he had and the extras, He literally said he doesn't even remember flipping the bat. He said when he hit it, he blacked out.
Oh
And
yeah,
I actually believe that because we've had on those walk-offs, we've had at least 5 or 6 different guys on this show say on a walk-off bomb, the second they hit it, they blacked out. Like it's
without a
crazy.
doubt. Without a doubt. I've done it before too. I mean, it's just like you don't it's like an unimaginable feeling like I just
Yeah,
did
they
that.
don't remember rounding the bases or
Yeah.
anything.
You
Like
just remember hitting the plate.
I don't know, man. In football, our reason I had blackout moments was because I actually blacked out. But I got hit that damn hard.
I
But
respect that though.
exactly. All right. What would you rather do? Go to a costume party or a pool party?
Mm, I'd go pool party.
All right. If you were gonna go to a costume party this weekend, what you dressing up of? And I'm gonna tell you, man, Jake Brown killed me last night, like in a good way. This man said I just went and seen Dune and I would be this character. And I was like, he already knew what he like.
He was
I
prepared for
think
that
he's ready
question.
for Halloween.
Let's see. Honestly, I think I'd have to go with a Peaky Blinder.
Dude, my man, I love this show.
That's my
Hey,
favorite
you
show.
can you can invite me. I'll come with you. I'll be the older brother.
I
Let's go.
got you. I got you.
Man, let me ask you what you think. Look, Wake Forest is the number one team in baseball. They are elite. We had Josh Hartle on here, and I asked him about it because I seen the pick. Him and Burns and Seaver and them, all we're talking about all elite level guys. They're gonna go in the first round, but they dressed
Uh-huh.
up as Teletubbies. Man,
That ain't
if
it.
yeah, it doesn't matter how good you're at baseball, right? Like you,
You
that
don't
ain't
do
it.
you don't do that. Why? Why? Like why?
I get it. I guess they were trying to be funny, but I don't know, man. Four grown dudes dressed up
Yeah,
as
you
little
throw one or
kid
two, bro,
characters.
and you yeah,
It'd
and
be
you
like
get
me
some
deciding I'm gonna
Teletubbies.
tell my wife I'm going as Barney this year and
Yeah,
big purple dinosaur walking. Man, I would get put on the sex offender.
you know what I'm
Like,
saying, huh? I mean,
watch out for that dude.
yeah, that dude's. I don't know about him. He's a little.
All right, this one's man. This is the question right here. Would you rather be lost in a jungle at night or trapped in a haunted house?
Oh, jungle at night. Yeah, I don't
Bro,
do ghosts.
the tigers and snakes and realize, man,
I'll eat that before I don't do ghosts. I don't do paranormal stuff. I don't bang with that.
no conjuring stuff for you, huh?
Nah, that ain't happening.
Look,
I can't even watch a scary
look,
movie.
I ain't brought it up in a long time. I gotta tell you, we had this girl, elite softball player. I ain't even gonna throw her name out there. I'll be nice. She came on the show and we asked her what her favorite type of movie was, or no, what her favorite movie was. This is what it was, and she said The Conjuring.
He's a psychopath.
Yeah, I took a step back, and I actually know her boyfriend. He plays for Mississippi State, and I messaged him afterward, and I was like, I hope you sleep with one eye open. I said, talk to me about this. She goes, yeah. She goes, I'll watch it. She's like, I've watched it numerous times. She goes, as a matter of fact, like if I'm having a bad day, I'll put on The Conjuring, and like it got worse as we talked about it.
What?
And here's the crazy part: my 11-year-old son like has a crush on her. I'm like, bro, she ain't the one.
Nah, you got to
Like,
chalk that one up,
she's
bro.
pretty, she's athletic, but she sits at home by herself and watches The Conjuring, bro. Like, anyway, I'll tell you her name. It's Kinley Hogg and Brooks Auger is her boyfriend. I told my man sleep with one eye open. I just might.
100%, dog. You better keep the door open too, so you can run, dude.
So, what would you rather have, a private yacht or a private jet?
I gotta go with the private yacht since I can fish off that thing. Give me a little
Exactly,
baby
man.
boat on the back of that thing too.
Look, private jet people are in a hurry, private yacht or not, man. I'm trying to
Exactly.
relax out in the water. I joined the Navy for a reason. I like being on the water. I'm like you. I want to fish. I'll take my sweet time chilling on the yacht.
100%. Take my time. Enjoy my day.
Exactly. All right.
Don't get
Last
messed up doing.
question. The money question, literally. Would you rather be the number one overall pick with a $10 million signing bonus, or would you rather win a national championship?
I go. I go national championship. That'd be something special for Southeastern.
Yeah, I actually, man, I had a feeling you were actually going to be the ninth person. We've asked that question to over 350 athletes. We're only at 8 that have said the money. Ironically, 3 of them had won a national championship. They said they'd give it back. I thought, damn. But Paul Skeens came on here and said he would give the number one pick and the money back. So we actually had somebody who did acquire that.
Yeah,
But
that's
yeah,
kind
man,
of crazy, huh?
the memories that come with the national championship, because it's not about the hardware. It's not even it's not even that. It's
Right.
about the memories of going through that year. It starts in the summer, right? All the way through the fall, the blood, sweat, and
Mhm.
tears. Like you just mentioned, the program, right? Everything that just comes with it, man. There's not a price you can put on it.
I think that would change our city too, honestly. I mean, that would just because I mean, it put Hammond on the map completely. If you
Man,
win it.
you're picturing the parade as I'm talking about it, ain't you?
Oh, 100%.
Yeah, man, that would be elite. Well, hey, man, you never know.
You
Obviously,
never know.
it starts with winning the conference, but so we'll go one step at a time. But hey,
Yes,
man,
sir.
make crazy things happen. Get it done starting tonight. Hey, beating LSU, adding it to your resume of beating ECU, like, hey, that's a step towards it.
Exactly. It's possible.
All right. Well, before I let you go, anything you want to plug or promote, man? Do you got any NIL nonprofit stuff, team stuff?
Not really, man. I'm just grateful for this opportunity. I just thanks for having me on. And I want another thing I wanted to say too. Thank you for your service. I heard that you served in the Army too, or the Navy. So
Yeah, well, it gets confusing because I was attached to Army in Iraq, but man, no problem. It's a crazy thing, man. I got my career taken from me by cancer. I fought cancer, and I spent 3 years, Christian, trying to figure out like what I want to do with my life. And at that time, COVID hit. Me and my friends started messing around doing a podcast. Uh, I never thought that this would be my full-time gig on top of what I get paid by the military, and I didn't think I could ever fill that void, right, man? You serve your country. I love what I do, but man, getting to talk to guys like you, go out and support all these different sports, support these athletes, get NIL deals done. I have finally felt a sense of purpose that matched and rivaled the military. So I say that to tell you, man, while thank you for appreciating my servicemen. I appreciate you because if y'all aren't out there grinding, hustling, if y'all ain't coming on this show, I'm not feeling that place that I am today that matches that. So man, thank
Yes,
you.
sir. Anytime. It
Uh,
was an honor. I loved it.
what is your IG handle, man, so people can follow you?
Christian Garcia 75.
All right, so follow him. Also, Lion Up Baseball. They're going to be out there tonight, man. Make sure you tune in, man. Midweek Mayhem. It's going to be on. I wish you nothing but the best of luck tonight in your team going forward, man. And I'll be out there soon enough. We talked about it. Hopefully, here in the next couple weeks.
Yes, sir. Can't wait to see you out there.
Absolutely. That's Christian Garcia, everybody. If you like hearing his story or you just like hearing Average Joe's talk X and O's, please like and share the podcast on Facebook. Retweet us on Twitter. Listen and subscribe on Apple, Spotify, and Anchor. As always, ratings, comments, hugs, love, feedback, all that good stuff is welcome. We'll be back tonight, man, live from Swayze Field, Ole Miss in Memphis. We're going to be talking to Grant Nip from Campbell Baseball. Right now, dudes get it done, Christian. My man, he's catching behind the plate. He's hitting bombs at the plate. Oh, and he's closing the game down on the pitcher's mound. It's crazy stuff. My man's doing some Shohei Ohtani type stuff up there in Bowie's Creek. We're going to get his story. But in the meantime, remember, strong body, sharp mind, grit and grind all the time. We are out.